When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now, it's time to stand for...
Good morning, everybody. Let's bring in Facebook Live and Periscope on this Open Option Friday. Get all the people in as they start to come in, get their notifications. Hey, Regina, good to see you. How are you? Waiting for other people to join us. Their first day here. Hopefully there are people, some people have not been getting notifications at all. Hey Brandon, how are you? Sherry, good to see you. Hey Neil McNeil, Jay McNeil, how are you? How is everybody on this Open Option Friday? Good morning. Jimmy, how are you? Carmen, hello. Cully. Carmen, I only saw part of your message. I think I know what it's about in regards to your sister. Hey D Sorrel, hello Marie, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Friday, the last day of the week. Finally got to Friday, thank God. How did it go, Brandon? Hello, Lori. Laura. Sorry, Laura. How are you? Great, hope you are. I am very well, thank you. Hey, Marlene. Woohoo! Live 2 days in a row. I know, Marie. Can you believe it? Hey, Frederick. Good to see you. JM, how are you? Went well praying. Brandon, we're praying for you, hoping all that goes well. As you're coming in, I'm going to quickly read to you part of Psalm 146. Praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, I will praise the Lord. I will sing praises to my God while I have my being. Do not put your trust in princes, nor in a son of man, in whom there is no help. His spirit departs, he returns to his earth, and that very day his plans perish. Happy is he who has the God of Jacob for his help. Amen. Great morning to you. Yes, great morning to everybody. Everybody, as they say. I'm great, Laura. Good to see you. How are you? Okay, so what would you like first? First, I want to say let's pray for Carmen's sister and praying for her health and well-being. We ask that the Holy Spirit would heal her completely. Thank you, Jimmy. I wish they were my words, but they're not my words. They're God's words, and they are great words. Absolutely. Hey, Dawn, good morning. Pray for Carmen's sister for completeness and complete health. Okay, Danny, good morning. Danielle, it's in her lymph nodes now. Carmen said about her sister. Yeah, pray that they can heal her of the cancer that she has, that her sister has in her lymph nodes. You know, God can work miracles. He did that with me, my husband's aunt, so it can be done. I know that it can be, so we're wishing that everyone would pray for Carmen's sister and hoping that God will heal her completely. Okay, so quickly, this is an Open Option Friday where you know that you can ask any questions that you want. Yes, he is able, absolutely, Regina. I want to go ahead and give you a Gracie update. Zippity-doo-dah, good morning. It's not morning without zippity-doo-dah in it. How's Gracie? Well, Danielle, I want to give you a Gracie update. Yesterday, we were making really good progress with Gracie, taking her outside, she's learning how to heal. She's learning how to focus away from traffic, away from people, away from everything else. Yesterday, she went out and she was a total basket case. Have no idea what set her off. But she went out in the morning. She barked at every car there was. She barked at everything there was until we basically got her, you know, we had to calm her down. Hey, Noelle, we had to calm her down, kind of start all over. Hey, Julia, from kind of square one. and she got better. And we took her out in the afternoon, and she was kind of back to the way she was before, which is not barking at anything, doing what she's asked to do. I think a lot of it is she's young. I mean, she basically just turned 2. She, still is having issues with her tail. Gracie is still a puppy. I know. She's a young too. The one great thing about her now is that she is really trying. No, not a morning gal. She's really trying really hard to be a member of the pack. Like when she lays on the bed or whatever, she lays with the rest of the group. She wants to lay with them. And we took the Thunder shirt off. It was miraculous the first day. The second day, it was a little less. Hey, Alan, good morning. And yesterday, it seemed to want to irritate her, but it was a really hot day, so I'm not surprised. So we took it off. We're trying without it. Nobel Peace Prize. Good to see you on your first day on Periscope. Hey, Lee, good morning. And I wanted to tell you right now, she's wearing a cone similar to this. This is what it's a lot bigger. This is what for Abby that Abby had to we got for her when she was spayed. This is called a comfy cone, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. If you guys have a dog that needs an operation or something's bothering them and you have to put the cone on, a lot of people put that hard plastic cone. That is so bad for your dog, in my opinion. They can't get to the water. They can't get to their food. It doesn't bend well. It's big, bulky, whatever. Look at this comfy cone. Look at this. I can do this. And it's very comfortable what it's made out of. And we have this on her head right now so that she can't reach her tail. We had the donut around on her head, and she was still able to reach her tail. Also, we decided what we're going to do today. We have an appointment. We're going to take her to a veterinarian. We're going to have the veterinarian. This is a brand new veterinarian that we're going to take her to, that I have specifically asked that they focus on her tail and figure out what she needs for her tail. She's obviously in pain. When she sits down on it, every now and then, if she sits down on it wrong, Marianne, it's so good to see you. Hassan, good to see you. If she sits down on it wrong, it hurts her, and that's when she kind of attacks it. So we're going to take her into a veterinarian, a brand new veterinarian today, to try to find out, what is needed. If they need to put a steroid ointment or something that we don't have, that you can't get unless you go to a veterinarian, then that's fine. Is she on grain-free food? She is not on grain food at all, Ashley. She gets no grain. They can dock it. I know, Danielle, I don't think that she needs that. Hey, Jerry, not yet anyway. I think it's pretty much scarred up and chewed up from her doing it, but I want to find out if there's something else going on. And if we have to do something that's serious, I think that's down the road a bit. I think chicken is good. Yeah, I think she can get better on her own, but I think what has happened is that, yep, new vet, brand new vet. Gracie's still having tail issues. Yes, Lee. It was healing pretty well, and then we had the donut on instead of the comfy cone, and she bit it and got it bleeding again at the tip end. So it seems like the tip end isn't healing as well as it could. And I guess, like I said, she re-injures it every time. They may need to take a culture of the area for bacteria or such. Yeah, Jerry, and what I've been using, that skin tonic, it's supposed to be antibacterial, antifungal, anti-everything. Should have gotten rid of a lot of that. Now, maybe we're just not, I don't know, putting it on often enough. I do it about 2 to 3 times a day. But I can tell that it hurts her. Just asking because my granny's dog attacked her tail and had no hair. She was allergic to grains. Yeah, Ashley, no, it's a good question to ask. I have her on boar and beef meat, but it's not actual meat. It's the kibbles, but there's no grain in that in the kibbles at all. It's premium dog food. It's boar's meat and beef, and that's it. And everything that she's getting, even the treats that she's getting, are all natural. Betty tries to put her on Prozac. It does help dogs with OCD. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know that. I don't want to do stuff like that unless she absolutely needs it. Maybe she has fibromyalgia on the tip of her tail. Daniel, it looks kind of raw to me. It just looks like it's not healing well because it's been bitten so many times. And I think maybe even a steroid ointment would help it. Finally get to listen in. Howdy y'all. Hey Rocky, good to see you. Hey Jennifer, good to see you. So Brandon, it's not hot spots. I was treating it as hot spots when I first noticed it. Get some liquid Castile soap. It has antibiotic effect and is very gentle and could soothe it. Yeah, Marie, I'm gonna, we've tried, like I was saying, we tried hydrocortisone in the very beginning because I thought they were hot spots. They really aren't. It's kind of like it's trauma from her biting it. There's scars on her tail from where this has been going on for a long time. As I said, when I really sit and think about it, it makes me angry that no veterinarian looked at her tail. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Once it is scarred too much, the hair won't grow back. Yeah, I know. And luckily, Ashley, she's dark, like dark hair and dark skin and everything. So you really can't see it too well unless you look closely. And then, or like when the sun hits it or whatever. But again, the people in the Humane Society, when they were looking at her, they may have to dock it. It could be. We'll see. But the people in the Humane Society, when they were examining her, they should have caught it. My veterinarians, when they saw her twice, 2 separate veterinarians, somebody should have caught that. I mean, it took myself and my husband, Demodex, never heard of that, Alan. But it took myself and my husband, non-veterinarians, to discover there was something wrong with her tail. I've heard some breeds, it is necessary to dock their tails. Maybe she has that breed in her. Dawn, she's supposed to be Whippet, and they say Chihuahua, but I think it's Terrier. Maybe a nervous habit and needs something to relax her, like they give pets when traveling. It could be. It could be very much, Marie. Could be a habit developed from flea problem. Yes, it could, Brandon. And see, the thing of it is, because we're not veterinarians, we want to know what the cause is and why it continues. If it is like where she got, because she was a stray, that they were biting her tail, fleas and all that, and kind of got an infestation and then it became a habit, we got 2 different problems. My dog had bad spots. I had to get special spray, Maloket, plus an antibiotic pill has to be ID'd. Yeah, I think that the veterinarian is the way to go, that they can give her, if she needs an antibiotic, they can give her that. If she can have some topical ointment, they can do that. Demodex is a mite. Oh, okay. I don't think it's a mite. I don't think she has an Alan, but again, I don't know. And they can probably figure that out. Ours did some allergies, changed food, and gave meds and cleared up. Yeah. I think that the food that she has, like I said, is premium food. I don't think it's the food. I think it's, and I know it's not because she was like that before we brought her here. And it looks like something that has been going on a very long time. Whippets are breeds with their entire tail. Yes, they are. That's right, Daniel, they are. And that's why I'm not inclined to do that, doxing. Could be a fungus. Tail docking in different breeds is cosmetic, not necessary. The dog doesn't know the difference. Dermatitis, Brandon said. Hey, Jules, good morning. They are so cute, too. Daniel, she is such a precious dog. At least we will know after this visit. Yes, thank goodness, Carmen. Trouble is, with the rescue, you have no idea of her history. That's right, Lee. And, I mean, all we know about her is that she was picked up as a stray. And we've been working with her. As I told you, she's got a real food aggression. So you don't want to put your hands down in her way. I don't know what she would do. She snarls. I don't know if she'd actually bite you. But I've been working with her on that. So what I do is I put her food in her bowl. Yeah, I will ask a lot of questions, Carmen. I put the food in the bowl. I walk over to the dish. I make her sit down. Now she sits down without prompting. And I pet her on top of the head with the food bowl there. If she growls, hey, Beck, if she growls, I won't feed her. I make her get up, come back around, do it again, all over, sit down, pet her head. And if she doesn't growl when I pet her head, then she's fed. So I'm working on that food aggression. That's typical of a stray as far as food goes. Absolutely, Dawn. You need the dog whisperer, Oscar, to visit. Yeah, I do. And we do have a clicker. Good job. Also feed her food from your hand. Yeah, eventually, Tammy, Jules, and hello, Tammy, on your first day. I may do that. Right now, I don't feel confident enough to do that. hand feed her from the bowl where she's sitting down. Yeah, I'd hope to get there, Ashley. Hey, Renee. But until then, I want to make sure I have fingers, and I might put it in a glove the first time. I've been treating my Yorkie Poo for yeast on her skin. I put ACV in her water. Yeah, Regina, that's a good idea. Some people at the pet store suggested getting these drops to go in her food that will calm her down. She's calm all the time, except when, like I said yesterday when we went for a walk, she was just kind of hyperactive. Now, what we did was we brought her back and we started playing her with the yard, and she was just running around the yard, getting energy out. We're setting up a course for her. My husband's working on it with PVC pipe so that she can learn to go over jumps and jump through hoops. The dog needs constant activity and exercise. Yep, SCOTUS just ruled police must get a search warrant to access your phone. Actually, it's not, they already have to have a search warrant to access your phone. What was decided by SCOTUS just a few minutes ago, Renee, is actually that if they want to determine where the location of your cell phone use is, then to use that evidence for trial, they need a warrant to do that. So that's the kind of a new thing. The defendant in that case won that case. You can give melatonin to relax too, $3 liquid from Walmart. Yeah, Jules, I was thinking about that. Your love for her is amazing. Marianne, I'm doing everything that I can do to save this dog. Next thing you know, we will see you and Gracie on TV running an obstacle course. You might. Love your hubby's doing that. Yes. My husband is actually, he's like me, falling in love with Gracie, and it's hard not to love her. When she's not in pain, when she can just relax and be herself, she is the most sweet and loving dog. She comes over to you, she looks at you with her little eyes, wags her tail, wants to be petted, licks you. Is she a foster? No, she's mine permanently, Beck. I rescued her from a humane society on the day that she was to be killed. Rescue Remedy Liquid is amazing if you need anything natural essential oils. Okay, great. Thank you. You might be on America's Got Talent. Marianne said. Yep. Hopefully with both hands and all fingers. Good morning. That's okay that you're late. I've used Rescue Remedy for many previous foster dogs. Whippets are awesome. Pamela, she's really awesome. I mean, she's got Whippet and I think Terrier, not Chihuahua, but they said Chihuahua. Susan and the Republican wonders. I know. I'm trying to get t-shirts made with that, Brandon. If I could just figure out how to do it and get it all on there and get it all made for a reasonable cost. It's not hard, easy to do. Good morning, Dixie Doodle. Dixie, you'll want to go back and listen to the replay. What about the phones? Yeah, Carmen, that was already a given. I love your story. She didn't need to be put down. You're proof of that. Jules, I'm telling you, she didn't need to be put down. But as I said when I first got her, I don't think anybody else would have put up with what we've put up with, honestly. It's been an absolute roller coaster ride. 1 minute we're sitting there going, what in the world have we gotten ourselves into? And the next minute we're looking at each other saying, we want to save this dog and we're doing everything that we can. And we have been since we got her. She's, like I said, she's got a beautiful personality when she's not in pain, when she's not scared. I don't know why she was treated the way that she was by her owners. That's true love. I know, Jules. Yes, you have, Danielle said. Yeah, and Danielle, again, I love you guys, Beck said. We're taking her to a new vet, so please, pray that this new vet is somebody who's got sense. I have a 20-year-old collie. She's got arthritis. Should I put her to sleep or let nature take its course? Daniel, as long, here's the key, I think, having had to put dogs down. When they are in pain and when there's nothing else that the veterinarian thinks that you can do for her or him humanely, then it's time to put them down. Don't keep them alive because of you and what your needs are, right? But be looking at her for what she needs or what he needs, not you. So it's not about you. And when I had to put my dog down, she seems happy, especially when I'm about to feed her. Daniel, if she's not in pain, then I don't think you're there yet. I don't. the dog that I had to put down. Hey, Ron, good morning. It's very difficult, but I knew it was time. The dog was in excruciating pain. Thanks, Beck. I'll check into that. And so that's when you know that's time. She's in pain, but Daniel, is it something that you can manage the pain? Has the vet said that she's too far gone? Like my dog at 15 had a heart murmur that was getting worse and worse and worse, and the dog just started going into severe pain. I love that dog beyond anything, but it was time. And again, ask your veterinarian if there's anything they can do to lessen that pain, and talk to your veterinarian about what's best for her. You're right, she'll let me know, Daniel said. Can you spray peroxide on it? Is it fungal? I know it's tried it all. Thank God you saved Sweet Gracie, Dixie Doodle said. Should we value our dogs? Oh, come on. All right, so the thing of it is, Dixie Doodle, we're going to take her. Hey, Amanda, we're going to take her to another veterinarian today to have them tell us what we're dealing with, whether it's fungal, bacterial. I've been treating her with something for both. Had to put my cat Squeaky down on June 3rd, still crying. I know. I can't even talk about it, Marie. Woo. Can't even talk about it. I don't even want to go there. Beck, he left. He had to go really quickly. I refuse to use any type of set for my dog. Like, okay. And see, oh, I missed that so quickly. I just got a toy palm. Oh, how cute. A little Pomeranian, a mini pin. He had to go back to bed. Exactly. Well, I think he was getting warm, and so he was starting to melt, Beck, so he had to go. For a quick, cheap, and easy solution, pray, yeah. And probably the best, Dixie. Oh, non-steroid, inflammatory drug. Non-steroid. Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid they might have to use steroids on her. Yep, melting. Because again, we've put, have the left idiots not heard that Trump has fixed the problem? Carmen, in their minds, there's nothing President Trump could do for it to be okay. Absolutely nothing. He fixed the problem, and they still want the children released. There is no fixing the problem. And as you may have already heard, that whole picture okay, thank you, Jerry. That whole picture of President Trump looking down at that crying illegal immigrant child was all a joke. Basically, the father of that little girl said that little girl was never separated from her mother, and that they're safer now than they were in Honduras. God bless America, and may he save these innocent children. Boy, that's the truth. We'll do everything to stop him. Oh, absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Melania goes to detention center and they talk about her jacket. Of course, Dixie Doodles. I have never seen such hatred in my life. Yes, 2-year-old girl was a hoax on Time magazine. Yep, they set in their ways. They are. The Ninth Circuit passed a law, didn't they, to keep children separated? Absolutely. There's the Flores settlement. There's also the Act of 2008 that requires children to be separated because they were separated in order to prevent them from being sex trafficked or turned over to pedophiles. Now the left has basically allowed them to be sex trafficked and turned over to pedophiles. Possibly. We need coats for our dogs like Melania's coat, new craft project for you. I know. I need something where I can produce that quickly and easily. Right? Mother took kid away from the dad without, trying to get political asylum. The mother took the 2-year-old and left her hubby and 3 other children against his wishes too. Yep, nice mom. Nobody wants to report that, Jerry. Thank you, Ron. Do send me a picture. Kroger closed 15 stores here in Central North Carolina, 1,500 jobs. Yep, don't know why that is. I just read that it is common for whippets to have skin problems. Oh, great. And Dawn, she only has the problem on her tail, nowhere else. And I do think it's because of what happened to her when she was a stray. I really do. But we'll find out today and hopefully take care of the problem. So, yeah, a lot of things going around that are absolutely fake. But as I was saying, I've never seen the amount of hatred that I have seen towards this president. As much as people disliked Obama, nobody treated him like this. If Americans are arrested with kids or separated too, yep. Is it harmful to dock the tail? Jules, I don't know that it's harmful, but I don't want that to be my first alternative. I mean, if I have to go there, I suppose that I will, but that I think we're a long way off from doing that. Praying for a knowledgeable and compassionate vet. Me too, Dixie Doodles. Thank you so much for praying for that. Yeah, I am praying that this vet knows what they're talking about, that this veterinarian will take the time, that this veterinarian will care and will do a good job, and rather just, not even looking at it or just says, oh, well, I don't know, Again, because things are heating up, exposures in government, they try and distract us. Yes, you hear about ABC bringing back Roseanne with Roseanne Barr. Wonder how that will work. Brandon, I think that will go down in flames because that's going to be one of the most left-wing shows you've ever seen. All right, got to go to work. Have a great day, you guys. Have a great weekend. All much love. Thank you, Beck. You too. The hatred is insane and very, very sad. The hatred is evil. Evil, evil. It's not just hatred, it is evil, Carmen. I mean, and you can feel that from people on the left. I've started just blocking people. Albuquerque mayor toured the Homeland Security at the border, compared it to World War II German camps. Oh, please. No way, Roseanne, without the star, major fail. Yes, Jules, absolutely. He can do nothing right in their eyes. He could do nothing right in their eyes, Brandon. I still get... Sometimes I get emails from people saying, how can you be for President Trump and what he's doing to those poor kids down at the border? He's not doing anything down to those kids down at the border. Where were you, left, when Obama was actually keeping kids in cages, when Obama was turning them out on the streets and they ended up with pedophiles, sex traffickers, and people who made them physical slaves? Where were you? Where were you when you were talking? How do you really feel about what's happening? I'm telling you what I'm really feeling about what's happening, Pitbull. And where were you when the parents send birth control pills with their children that they send alone, knowing that they're going to be raped along the way? Why isn't anybody talking about that? Why isn't anybody saying, when you want to come at me and say, what kind of Christian are you for believing in this down at the border? What kind of Christian are you who thinks it's okay for parents to turn their children out and give them birth control pills because they know they're going to be raped? Don't even come at me with that. Don't even. And just for, I know you're not going to read this, but just so you know, in the Bible, Jesus and everybody else talked about borders. That's really weird, Daniel. I respect your opinion. Thank you, Pitbull. I'm just so tired of talking to people on the left, and most of those people, yeah, we did mention K-Sippy, that it was all fake. Most of those people aren't even from this country. Yeah, that Peter Fonda, you notice he comes out, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I was having a bad day. I guess I really shouldn't have said that. And so I'm sorry. And everybody goes, okay, Peter, that's fine. You're great. Pitbull, what are you confused about? Ask some questions in here so we can all discuss it, and maybe we can clear up some of your confusion. Hate drips off their tongues when it comes to our president, Don said. Unprecedented disrespect for this president, Dixie said. A nation without borders is not a nation. Exactly. These kids don't speak English either. Well, they speak a lot of different languages, mostly Spanish, I'm sure, but from Honduras and other places, mostly Spanish. But if anybody has questions, this is Open Option Friday. Let's discuss some of these things. Let's get this stuff out on the table. Here's a couple things that I'm going to say. Hopefully I'm not repeating for those people who already knew. Once again, everyone thinks Jesus is made of cotton candy and candy cane sprinkles. Exactly, Marlene. True, they want the illegals for votes, that's all. Yes, Danielle. I didn't like Obama's policies, but I still respected the office. I know, Brandon. And they can't even do that. Peter Fonda tweeted he is organizer of the June 30th protest marches. Absolutely, Jerry. Why not? But what I want to say is this has been going on with the illegal immigrant children down at the border. Let's clarify the law. I didn't like Obama's policies, but I still respect it. Clarify the law. Which law, Pitbull? There is a Flores settlement that requires that children are separated from the adults. There is a 2008 act. Go to my website at susanknowles.com, a recent article that I wrote on this issue, and click on the links and go there and look at the laws. They have to be separated from the adults because of the fact that children are sex trafficked. I mean, why can't the left understand that? They are sex trafficked and used. People bringing them into the country, pretending to be their relatives. People, and they go to the streets pretending to be their relatives. The zero policy was an amendment. The zero tolerance policy just says we're not going to release people back out into the streets like Obama did. And again, when he released those children out into the streets to the people who said they were relatives, they were sex trafficked. They were pedophiles. They don't want to know that. I know they don't. Here's the thing. You know, yesterday, all the left wanted to do, they don't even know me. If they heard me 1 minute, they would know that what they were saying was absolutely false. But all they could say is, oh, you just don't want brown babies in the United States. I don't care what color they are. I really, 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 really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want to have people coming into our country illegally. And I don't want them turned out on our streets, never to come back again for their hearing. And many of them end up killing people. I'm sorry, they do. Look at the statistics. I'm trying to, keep the emotion out of it, and look at logic. I think everyone is confused. We need to clarify the facts. God bless you, Susan. Thank you, Pitbull. Weapons, drugs, and sex trafficking all coming illegally across the border. What do the Dems not understand? I think they understand it, Dixie. I think they do. They want it. It is interrupting the sex traffic money flow to their pocket. That is why they want to release. Absolutely. And don't forget, Marie, that when those children, those refugee children are put in to organizations, those organizations make $2,000 a head approximately on those children that come here. And if they're not released, they're not getting their money. That's why they're upset. A couple here prostituted their 7-year-old daughter. Imagine what a non-parent will do. Exactly, Patrick. The left don't do any research on their own, just believe their BS talking points. Yep. Hey, Teresa, it's hurting the people that want to immigrate legally. That's right, Noelle. If they don't want to naturalize something is wrong. Exactly. The thing of it is, it hurts wage earners. Yes. The Catholic Church is getting so much per person. It's about $2,000. There are only 9 nonprofit organizations that get the refugee children, and they get all the money at $2,000 a head. Teresa, where were you yesterday? What were you talking about the runway? Were you on a plane or not? You said no, but what were you talking about? So, and the left, their excuse to me yesterday was, you only listen to Fox News. That's not true. I go and do research from sites that nobody knows about. It's all created to cause emotions, to stir up, divide the nation, the November election. Coyotes are getting $6K to $10K to bring them north. Yes, Marlene, but they don't do anything with them after they get their money. Right, they put them right out into the street. They take care of them. They ask for more money, and the government, us, the taxpayers, keep paying for them. We can't keep doing that. No, I don't have secret information. I have information by going on the internet, Googling, and looking what different people say. Could everybody please retweet this? We're at the halfway point. If you don't mind, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, Carmen. But logically, hear both sides out and make a concise decision. Exactly, Brandon. Aren't there embassies in Mexico that people can seek asylum at? Yes. Yes, Patrick. Amanda, thank you for retweeting. But they don't want to seek asylum there. They want to come into the United States. And I getting it. It's costing us $32,000 per child. And that's probably a lowball figure, Noelle. But it's not about children. I care for children and I love children. I would never send my child across the desert giving them birth control pills and saying, you might get raped, take one of these. I mean, come on. If you care about children, why are you doing that? You wouldn't do it. And there are other countries, I'm sorry, there are other countries that you could escape to. Thanks, Jerry. Have a great weekend. And so why not do that? No, you want to put your children, you want them to come to the United States because you want the United States citizens to pay for your children. I mean, that's what it, bottom line is what it goes down to. Okay, Jim, thank you so much for coming in. Hope to see you on Monday. So, I mean, let's be factual about this. The Democrats want them here because it helps them politically. The Democrats don't care about children. If they cared about the children, they would have done something under Obama. I would not send my children across this country by themselves. Amanda, I mean, absolutely. And also knowing that the likelihood of them getting raped. I mean, if you didn't know that there was a likelihood of giving them rape, you wouldn't give them birth control pills. Trump should go after the people behind all and getting, I don't know what that says. How many are dead and eaten by vultures along their 2,000-mile trek north? Exactly, Marlene. It's all political. And if people on the left would just read something, the problem is they get their news from mainstream media. They're only hearing the negative all day, all night. Dem support slaughtering babies all 9 months in the womb. That's right. They don't care because to them, unless it's outside of the womb, it's not a baby. And even then, I'm not sure how they feel. But I mean, when you're clipping and crushing the necks of babies as right before they're being born, and you don't think that's murder, God help you. Whew. And then sit there and tell me that you care about children. Is there anything we can do with Mexico to try to stop this? Sanction them, I guess. Susan, you're a critical thinker. Thanks for speaking up for those platforms. Thank you, Chessie. I just, I guess we have to take a step back and just realize, and I have to too, that this is evil. This is good versus evil. Some of these people, most of these people who are complaining aren't even from this country. They're just doing something that's against America. That's all they care about. Brandon, yesterday, the news from Israel was that Sarah Netanyahu has been indicted for fraud charges. That's all I've heard of recently. Yeah, the migrant, the Mexican guy, candidate vows to protect them. The group called Without Borders. Trump should go after them. Well, they're a nonprofit organization, I think, supplied by George Soros. I was on a plane in Rhode Island and looked at the time right before takeoff and said, quick hi. Okay, Teresa, I thought that was it, but we don't need Bibi out. Could this affect him? Well, it's going to affect his wife, Brandon. Do you think it's an age thing? In what way, Lee? What about the 25 strikes into Israel? Well, that happened a couple days ago, I guess. I mean, that's an ongoing thing, and the little candles that go floating across with God knows what in it from the Palestinians. But see, you got people who are defending the Palestinians that are trying to kill Israelis, the ones that say we want to kill Jews and have continued to say that forever, and people still defend them. That's evil, and that's what we're dealing with. I think the charges are false as they don't like Netanyahu. Could very well be, Danielle, and hopefully justice will be served. Speaking of, let's see, with the opinions from some of these folks that they just don't get it, Lee, it could be an age thing, but I think what it is, literally they watch MSNBC, CNN, they absolutely believe what they're hearing, and they don't go and do any research whatsoever. The way they paint Trump is that he is a demon, and that's what they see. Trump's right, give up any legislation on immigration, a waste of time. Yep. President Trump just told the Republicans, just forget it until after the election, because you're not going to get anything done. The Republicans brainwashed into false sense of reality. That's right, Brandon. The Republicans couldn't get it done yesterday, and they're not going to get it done because Congress doesn't want to do their jobs. The Democrats have no, they have no desire to do their jobs. They don't want the immigration problem to go away. This is what they're going to use for 2018 and 2020. They are strongly deluded. They absolutely are, Marlene, and it's so sad to see it. It's okay to question what the news reports. Yep. Looking at this from the 50,000-foot level, this is not political. It is good versus evil. It is absolutely that, Patrick. And it's going to grow darker. We have to continue to pray, and pray very vehemently for the protection of the president, the vice president, the entire administration, and for America, because it is growing dimmer all the time. Yep. And that's our quote unquote weapon. Everything else that we do is nothing compared to that. What was the whole deal with Melania's sweatshirt yesterday, Susan? I work too much. Basically, it said something like, I don't care, do you? Like, I don't really care, do you? President Trump came out yesterday and said that was like for the MSM, for the mainstream media to see, like, I don't really care, whatever, I quit caring about it. What they tried to turn it into was, oh, look, she's going down to the border. Now she's wearing a jacket that says, I don't care. So she's going down to the border. She doesn't really care about the children. That's such BS. And they know it. You know it. But the left will use it. The people on the left will say, oh, look at her. What a hypocrite. What a horrible person. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. I like her, but she honestly should not have worn it. She played the media. Yeah, I know, Brandon. And she wore that, Marianne, to getting into the plane and then took it off before she got off the plane. I don't care if she was wearing a habit, a nun's habit. They would have found something wrong with that. There's nothing that she can do, nothing that President Trump could do that would make any difference. This hatred is extreme. Even Ivanka, when she came out and said, thank you, Mr. President, for allowing children to be together. They attacked Ivanka. They don't care. Ivanka is talking to her children and saying something to her children online, or putting something about children, and they go crazy. Yes, that jacket only cost like $40. Wear designer, everything. She gave them ammunition. Could be. There's a new outrage tomorrow. Yes. They do not care if the country fails. They will consider it a victory because they want Trump to fail. Absolutely, Dixie Doodle. It was a poor choice, distracted from her purpose in visiting. And Julia, maybe that's why, again, she took it off before she got off the plane. I can tell you one thing. How many people have seen young people, millennials perhaps, and younger, wearing that jacket, and everybody thinks it's cool? That's exactly the reaction she wanted. Proved her point about MSM. Yep, Noel. Yeah, I mean, I think if you wanted to not give them ammo, yeah, you should. And I don't know. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe she's had that before. I don't know. Ivanka loves the children. I did see her tweet. I know, Pitbull. And again, when she says anything positive about children, they attack her. It doesn't matter. They attack Donald Jr., they attack her, they attack Melania. If you have the last name of Trump, you get attacked. She did great. They would go after something. Absolutely. Hey, Frankie, good to see you. Robert, it doesn't matter what she does. I don't have a problem with her wearing the jacket, just not the right time, Julia said. Hey, Frankie, I don't think they want a republic, period. Teresa, you're absolutely right. They don't. I want a shirt she had on in the center. Yeah, I mean, she had on the proper attire in the center. And again, I don't know. I don't know if she did that on purpose. I don't know if it's stuff that she's worn before. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't know what to think. Yeah. I mean, had she not worn it, there would have been no controversy as far as that is concerned, but they would have found controversy in something else. Now, let's talk about what's real controversial and really detrimental to the United States that nobody's talking about. Hey, Junior, good to see you. Let's talk about the real stuff that nobody wants to talk about. It was just revealed, and let me get my notes so I can make sure I say this all right. Judicial Watch obtained IRS documents that reveal that John McCain's subcommittee staff director, Henry Kerner, wanted to engage the IRS in financially ruinous targeting of conservatives. I loved it. Gives the fake people something to talk about. Exactly. Yeah, boom, Brandon. And nobody wants to talk about that. Now, this back in 2015, there was a meeting in 2013 where all of this took place. I firmly believe they wore it to force MSM to cover her yesterday. It could have been, Jules, you could have been right. McCain is so evil, Amanda said. Kerner basically, now here's the part that scares me, but I don't know if this is accurate, but Kerner was appointed by President Trump as special counsel for the United States Office of Special Counsel. If he was, he needs to be walked out today out of there. he wanted to audit so many conservatives that it would ruin them financially. And at the time, Lois Lerner was under pressure from the Democrats in Congress, the president, and the DOJ at the time to go after these people because, as you remember, in 2010, because the Tea Party was so strong, there was a red wave, right? And so they hated that, and they wanted a way to go after these people. So in 2013, they had this meeting. So what happens? John McCain comes out and says, "Oh, this is all fake. This is not real. You're making this stuff up." And so what happened was John McCain didn't do anything. John McCain was obligated to go and find out if any of this was true and if there was indeed a meeting, and he didn't do it. And so what happened is that Judicial Watch had asked for this information. And of course, when they got it, the information regarding the IRS meeting was totally redacted. Couldn't see a thing. So Judicial Watch went back and said, you need to give us the information that you've covered up. He is part of the deep state, Marianne. Absolutely. No doubt about it. And so when they uncovered the information, that's when they found that this meeting had taken place. There were notes from other people at the meeting that said the same thing. And again, this guy should be fired today. John McCain, this should be in the news about John McCain, and we're not hearing anything in the news about John McCain. But thank God for Judicial Watch. I can't believe McCain was a presidential candidate. I can't either, Junior. And I guess maybe, hey, Robin, maybe the Democrats helped him in that position to get a weak candidate. Now, here's something else that you need to know that isn't in the news. There's leaked information coming out of the ACLU that shows that they don't want to help people with their civil rights violations if doing so goes against other people who are marginalized communities. So, for example, they're hesitant to defend free speech if the people who are wanting the protection to demand free speech are, let's say, marching with guns as they're armed down the streets. They don't want to help them. Blind justice. Yeah, that went out the window with the ACLU. So if you are a pro-Second Amendment person, let's just put it straight out. If you're pro-Second Amendment and you want a right to exercise your free speech and you want the ACLU to help you, this leaked document suggests that they don't want to help you because it will hurt marginalized community. Is Cohen hanging out with Tom Arnold? I saw a tweet before I got to go to work. Yes. According to Tom Arnold, he and Cohen are getting together to go after President Trump. And Cohen's wife even said, "Oh, F Trump, let's go after him." I don't believe that. I think Tom Arnold is crazy, for one. And so I don't really believe anything that he says. I think that he probably knows Cohen. They've probably gotten together to talk about a few things. If Cohen's that stupid that he would go and release information about a client, he's going to be so far disbarred and everything else that it would be insane. It shows that the ACLU is fake. Yep, he's on the opioid train, Brandon said. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. But see, Tom Arnold, Roseanne's ex-husband, yes, Junior, the guy who loved her so much, who now can't stand her, and is so anti-conservative that he would make up things and go against her and everybody else. And this new sitcom that's going to be rolled out without Roseanne, look for that to be, like I said, totally left-wing. Me personally, I don't watch ABC, and I'm not going to watch ABC. Somebody asked me today, who is ABC? What is ABC? And I said, a bunch of crap. So I'm not watching it anymore. Didn't know Tom and Cohen were besties. They may not be besties. They may have had a meeting. Tom Arnold is a joke, just like Barry Obama and Crooked Hillary Jr. said. And now, yeah, it should fail. That sitcom will be for their agenda. Absolutely, Marianne, absolutely. Are there any conservative actors? Just wondering. Yes. What's her name's father? Oh, Jolie's father. Angelina Jolie's father is one. Some other people, a couple here and there. Used to be the guy from Frasier was conservative. I don't know if he is now or not. He wouldn't even have a voice if it weren't for Roseanne. That's right. Tom Wood, Arnold wouldn't. Yeah, James Wood is, but James Wood doesn't really act anymore because he's been blackballed because he is a conservative. Clint Eastwood is conservative. Josh Brolin. Yeah, I don't know about Josh, but I'll take your word for it, Frankie. Are they still calling it Roseanne? Probably not. Kelsey Grammer is conservative. There you go, Julia. Couldn't think of his name. Tom the Tool Man Taylor. Bruce Willis is conservative. John Voight, yep. James Woods, yes. Dean Cain. I love James Woods. I really, really love James Woods. When he left Twitter that time, it was way for a while and thinking he wasn't going to be on Twitter. It was a tremendous loss. I hope he never leaves again. I think Will Smith is conservative. Daniel, I don't know about that. His wife and his children are certainly far left. Scott Baio, yep. Valerie Gerard. Who is that? Is Manafort going to serve out life in prison? He's not been convicted of anything. So, didn't ABC basically kick Tim Allen off? Yes, they did, Brandon, as I recall. They'll call it no sane. That's good, Lori. No, Will Smith hangs out with Farrakhan. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Julia. I don't know how you do that. Susan Knowles is the most famous celebrity conservative. Could be, Junior. There should be more conservative, celebrities. But if they want to work, they better not tell anybody. Hey, Nick, Will Smith is far left liberal. Yeah, Chesney, I believe that. Jared, she meant Jarrett. Okay, there you go. They're calling it the Connors. Oh, my gosh. Will is a Scientologist, right? I believe so. God bless Susan. Thank you, Pitbull. Yeah, I mean, the celebrities. Chuck Woolery is conservative. That's right, Ashley, right. The kid that played the oldest son with Tim Allen is conservative. The guy who does the God movies is conservative. And I think Nicole Kidman and hubby, I don't know about that. You know, I was really disappointed to know that Faith Hill and Tim McGraw are liberals. They're very liberal. Kirk Cameron, yep, can't think of his name. Robin said, Kirk Cameron, I mean, only does movies now and stuff for his own. My husband refuses to go to the movies now. I know, Marianne, me too. Host of Wheel of Fortune, Chuck Woolery, Ashley. Chris Pratt, right, Noel said. Nashville is left, absolutely. That's exactly right. Scientology stinks like an intelligence operation, Global said. Maybe they are giving Peter Fonda a spot in place of Roseanne. Suzanne Summers is conservative, Sabu said. Hey, Sabu. Pat Sajak, yes. VJ worked for the Roseanne show 8 years. For Obama, she was the cause of the firing of Roseanne. No, Wheel of Fortune isn't Chuck Woolery. It's someone else. Oh, Pat Sajak, Ashley. Told you all a long time ago that Tim and Faith are no good, Carmen said. I was disappointed about the McGraw and Faith Hill as well. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Gary Sinise, Dawn said. Tom Selleck are conservatives, absolutely. Dwayne Johnson is conservative, yep. Yeah, so we do have some conservatives, but you notice that their careers aren't like everyone else's. You know, they're not as famous, don't make as much money, which is unfortunate. But again, the things that Trump is winning, Pitbull, the thing is that what should be on the news right now is the leak from the ACLU and what came out of Judicial Watch from the office, the guy under John McCain, and going after all the conservatives. That should be front page news, and it isn't at all. And all we're still talking about the border, and nobody's talking about the fake news of that Honduran child standing there who was never separated from her mother, whose father said she's better off where she is right now. Kevin Sorbo, yep, The Rock was hanging out with Cory Booker. Don't believe he's a conservative. Wow, Julia, good point. Sam Elliott, yeah. People talking about infotainment news, absolutely. They need to find their voices and step up, Patrick said. Yeah, or you know what, Patrick? They do need to step up, but we need to quit going and watching their movies. That's what we need to do. I don't know about you. I haven't been to a movie and I can't remember how long. I will not pay money to further these people's career, knowing who they are. I'm not doing it. Yeah, Kutcher. Just I can't think of his first name. Do you really think that government is ever going to get cleaned up? No, Dawn, it never will. I love that you mentioned Elian Gonzalez. I know, Nick Dixie. They hoping we forgot. I'm surprised The Ranch is still on Netflix. Ashton Kutcher, thank you. People are too easy. Trump would give an evening address to prove all of these claims are false. It doesn't matter. Trump could come out and disavow all of these things, prove they're wrong, and it wouldn't matter. I don't even know these people. I rarely watch TV or movies. Yeah, I don't watch any series on TV. I don't get into them because all of it is a left-wing agenda. I watch things like HGTV and things of that nature. That's basically what I watch anymore. People can and should engage with those who hold differing opinions, Ibris, but the problem is those on the other side don't want to hear it. What's wrong with Ashton Kutcher? He does good work. No, we're saying, Joy, he is a conservative, that he's a good person. Trump is the right man to deal with the media. Absolutely. Baking, cooking shows. That's right, Robin. That's what I watch. I don't watch anything with these left-wing agendas. I used to go to the movies a lot, but no more, Marianne said. Absolutely. Famous people messed up Exodus Jews. Okay, cool. Documentaries. Yes, documentaries, Brandon, depending on who's making the documentaries. Hey, Diane, good to see you. I mean, you have to be careful. Some of these documentaries aren't accurate. I don't even have cable and satellite, Ashley said. We watch America's Got Talent. Sylvester Stallone is conservative, Dawn said. Have you guys ever watched that World of Dance? That's with J-Lo's World of Dance. I have to say, it is a pretty amazing and talented people on that show. I've never seen people that skilled in dance before. So, and I forget what night it comes on because I tape it and then I go back and watch it. But that's amazing. Now, do any of you guys, do you have Raising Cane restaurants in your area? I've never heard of Raising Cane. We don't have them here. Oh, Jim Caviezel just released Paul the Apostle. Got to run, Susan. It's almost 9. Have a blessed weekend. You too, Junior. Have a wonderful weekend, Brandon. So, Raising Cane in Kansas City, Missouri. Basically, their 2 employees were fired after a video went viral of a woman, I think it was a woman worker. You have a blessed weekend too, Junior. Taking and stirring tea with her arm like they did in the movie with Chevy Chase. Obama danced on our head. Yeah. It's only chicken and crinkle cuts. Raising Cane's is good. I used to eat there until I became a vegetarian, Marianne said. Yeah, well, like a vacation. You remember the vacation when the girl puts her hand down in the Kool-Aid and starts stirring it? Well, these employees, I guess, thought that was funny to do in Raising Cane, and they did it, and now they've been fired. So, I mean, how disgusting. They got fired. Yep, they sure did. And also, speaking of people who got fired, suspended, or whatever, there was a Department of Transportation, watch mostly scope shows with like-minded people. I know, Noelle, exactly. A Department of Transportation employee in Oregon was suspended after posting on Facebook saying that immigrants should be shot. But here's the difference. This woman, she's suspended, okay? What about the DOJ staffer that heckled the DHS secretary? I'm on Periscope a lot more these days, Robin said. I have at food in Central America. When the woman, the DOJ staffer, went in and heckled the DHS secretary and said, "That's my freedom of speech. My First Amendment rights. I can do anything off work." Why wasn't this Department of Transportation person afforded the same rights? And let me tell you why. Because you don't have the right to do that with your employer. If your employer doesn't like it, you're gone. Your freedom of speech is gone out the window, so to speak, if it does something to harm your employer's business. Peter Strzok, basically, they walked Peter Strzok out of the FBI about a day or two ago. Don't know what's happened to him since, but he has left the building. The things that adults get caught doing nowadays, you would expect it out of children. Adults act more like kids nowadays than I've ever seen. Exactly, Dawn. I watch live YouTube. I'm a moderator for many. That's good, Chessie. I think it's better to do that sometimes. Amen, employers. Exactly. All right, guys. I tell you, that hour went fast. Wish me luck. Please pray for us today when we take Gracie to the veterinarian. That hope that we get the right diagnosis and get her back on a great chance. He's lost his clearance. Good. Have a blessed weekend. Another great scope. Susan, thank you very much. Lee. And I'll see you guys. Adios. If I have a really positive update or whatever, I'll come back on about Gracie. Bless everyone. And Susan, thank you, Teresa. Bless all you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great weekend. You too, Lori. We'll see you again on Monday. Take care. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. See you on Monday.